Hi, my name is Vince.
My name is Bonita.
And I'm Linda.
And welcome
To the Open Box.
Our first topic is, should people have the right to own a gun? Guess what? They already own guns. So you're not really stopping anything there. I did a little research on this. In 2019, 39,000 people were killed with guns. 60% of that, though, was from suicides. You know, the news is just overreacting to all this gun violence because they need something to talk about.
Right.
I believe you should be allowed to own a gun if you want one for your own safety.
The Fourth Amendment. Right to bear arms.
Yeah. A gun can't kill anybody. It just sits there. It can sit there for years. It's the person. So if anything, you need more gun education.
I agree. I must agree, Vincent, because the criminals on the street, they have guns.
Right.
And they're not licensed to carry. Okay, so how do you really stop that? It's something you don't stop. And by the way, it takes me back with the Cowboys, you know,
Right.
when everybody shooting back and forth. Well, they had guns and they survived and they dealt with it. I just think it's something that really is not going away. So I just feel as though, yeah, they should have rights.
So just so you know, a friend of mine, he's a retired police officer. So I had always thought about possibly owning a gun, but I know my dumbass will shoot myself. Right? I can see this happening. Like, oh, is it loaded?
I wouldn't ask
Right?
questions. I'd just be like, you're in my house?
No, so I asked him. I said, hey, you know, I'm thinking about buying a gun. What do you think I should do? And he's like, well, first, you know, I'll go with you, go to a gun show. So that way I'm having somebody who's a professional go to a gun show. He's like, you're going to feel the guns at the show. And then once you get the guns, he's like, I'll take you to a shooting range. I'll teach you how to shoot the gun.
Right.
I'm not going to be stupid and just go out there and grab a gun and pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And that's it. When you do have a gun, you need to know what to do with it.
How to store the gun, where should I store it, right?
Yeah, and especially if you have kids, you want to make sure it's locked up and not like just sit it out and all of a sudden your toddler comes over and picks it up.
But you know, Linda, that's the biggest problem. That's why this is a conversation. Should they have them? Should they ban them? And I really believe that people that do have guns, a lot of people have guns and are licensed to carry, but they're not taking the next step, which is gun safety.
Yes.
I believe it should be a class. I
Yes,
totally believe that. I believe before you're able to purchase a gun, you should have to enroll into a class to know gun safety.
Right.
You know, so I think that's a very big part of it.
And I think people should have psychological tests because we have many out there with mental
I
issues.
agree.
And honestly, I don't want them out there with a gun.
I agree.
So there should be some testing before you can actually okay, here's sign, here's your gun. You get it in 4 weeks.
I agree.
But I can see how they can never ban them. Because again, there's too many people already. I think 33% of America owns guns. So what are you going to do? Say, give us your gun back? You're not going to stop it. So I say keep going with the guns.
I agree. Guys, should animal testing be banned? Should it be stopped? Animal testing.
I don't want to be tested on.
That's what I was going to say, Linda. I'd rather them test animals than me.
Hold on a minute, Benita.
So, I mean, test it. And then don't get me wrong, guys.
You said it
You know,
burns. Hold on.
You know, but you got a lot of people out there that there is just animal lovers and they get offended by that. And I get it, guys. I'm an animal lover. I really am. But the truth be told, I'd rather the animal be tested than me. I mean, what you think, Vince?
Oh yeah, you know, with COVID, you know, the vaccine, it's like, look, they had to do this so fast. Again, you have to test it on the animals.
Right.
Before people. I mean, when I got the vaccine, I was like, if anything happens, maybe I'll turn into a dragon. I'm cool with that. You know, I want to fly. I can breathe fire.
Okay.
You know, but I don't want to be walking around like, oh, messed up.
I'd rather be a bigger dragon than you.
Really?
Yeah. Gotta be. But I get your point, Vince. Like, you really want the animals to be dead. I get it.
Yeah, I'd rather have see the poor animal get sick. Unfortunately, someone has to take the hit. It ain't going to be me. No
Right.
offense, animals.
Should abortion be banned? No. As a woman, I think I have the right. This is my body. Again, using protection is a big thing. That's what I think. You know what? Be smart about it. And again, there's things that happen to people and horrific things. And you know what? Sometimes you just need to say, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do for me.
It's a sensitive topic, Linda, I will say. But as far as my belief that it still will be murder, so I have to disagree. You know, I don't know. I just believe that. And this, again, is my opinion. I've known a lot of people have gone through things in their life and they did not have an abortion. And they're doing fine, the child is doing fine, and then they look back.
That's true.
They look back and they say, well, you know, thank God that I didn't have it done. So because of my belief, I just believe that it should not be abortion.
And again, when religious views come into play, it's definitely a different thing, but I still feel that somebody should be telling me.
You know, I believe the woman should have the right to choose, except the only problem I have with this is if you're married. You know, if you're
Yeah.
married, then your husband should have a say if you have the abortion. And even if you're not married, if you have a girlfriend, right? And the girl, she gets pregnant, then the boyfriend should have the right to understand that, you know, she should have the abortion. So let's say the girl says, I have a girlfriend, right? And the girlfriend says, hey, I'm pregnant and I want to get an abortion because she doesn't want to take care of the baby. Well, guess what? Maybe I can take care of the baby.
You
And
got
I
the
want
right
to take care of the
defense.
baby.
You
So
got
that's
the
fine.
right.
Have the baby and give the baby to me.
And I like that. You're a great guy.
And yeah.
But Vince, guess what? What do you think about homework being banned? I mean, do you think that homework should go out the window?
Yeah.
Well, before you answer that, Vince, I think they should take it off the table.
Okay.
Half of the time, me working in the school district, kids are not doing their homework.
Agreed. So
I
I
don't
was one
think
of
they
them.
should do it. Oh, you one of them? So was I. That's probably why I think.
Yeah.
No,
No, I wasn't doing my homework, or if I did, right? You just change the date all the time on the homework, so when the teacher walks by, you're like, oh yeah, see, I did it, right? Because it was easier for the teacher to ask you a question and you don't know the answer.
Well, guess what? I didn't do my homework either. That's why I think it should go off the table. But I would cheat, and other kids did their homework, and guess what? It was wrong. So then I'm wrong. So I think it should be banned. What do you think?
All right, well, you two are both bad at that.
Oh,
I
okay.
think, you know
What?
what, when you have a teacher that has 25 to 32 students, okay, and she is doing, 6 different subjects, everybody has a different learning level. And you know what,
Correct.
sometimes you need to reinforce that night, go over things, and the next day you don't understand it, then she knows, all right, well, half the class doesn't get it, so maybe I need to address it a different way, find a different tack, and teach them a different way. But I think, definitely practicing it. I just know myself. When I do something, the more I do it, the better I become.
Okay, well, I'll say, okay, guys, homeschooling or as opposed to traditional schooling, well, I must speak about that. Only thing I see with that now, I found out, because, really, this is the truth, guys. I have homeschooling in my family. I should have been homeschooled too, but I wasn't. But anyway, I have homeschooling in my
I think we
family.
would have killed
Did you
each
do
other if we
homework
were
at
homeschooled.
No, that's why I think I should do
Oh, so
homeschooling.
okay, so where
Yeah, so
I don't work over.
I think homeschool is cool. But what I found out in homeschooling is the kids are more disciplined. Why do you think that? Okay, I guess you
Well,
would
they
be.
have nobody to pick on.
Oh, that's true too.
Nobody's taking their snack.
No, family members, kids, they always argue with each other, try to kick each other's ass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're self-bullying, right? The bullying is within the family. Nobody hates you more than your own family.
Right.
But to be honest, with the COVID and everything, guys, we were all homeschooled if you think
Yes.
about it. And I think it went pretty well to the point that some kids don't want to go back to school.
Right, but you need that socialization. That is one thing. Nowadays, so many kids, are not socializing or they're
Yes.
awkward. They don't know how to, make friends. So
I
I think they need that.
Bring on more of the awkwardness, that's all I have to say. I knew kids are going downhill, so just add it to the pile.
No, I understand.
That's
They're
what I look
awkward,
at it.
they are. That's like I said, they are a little strange, but
Well, one thing I did find out that if you were homeschooled, statistics show that if you're homeschooled, more of those kids graduate college than kids in public school.
I've seen that.
I thought
as
that was
well.
very interesting.
I've seen that as
But
well.
the only thing with homeschooling is, do you give your kids detention? Because I think that, right?
No dessert for you.
Yeah, because I think detention, in school should not be banned. They should have it, except they need to change the way they do detention. It drives me crazy. If you're basically picking on somebody, right? Then there's enough YouTube videos out there where they should show them. Then say, look, have a video to watch how to be a better person, how to be caring and stuff. Instead of writing I'm a dumbass 1,000 times on the
Or
blackboard.
next thing you're sleeping in detention. What is that?
Yeah, there's enough videos out there, to send positive messages. So I think if you're in detention because you did something wrong, you should be sending a positive message.
I think that's kind of cool, Vince. I kind of agree with that because that makes a lot of sense. Because again, me working in a school district, you see kids in detention, either they're sleeping, or if they're not sleeping,
Yeah.
they have the hoodie over their head, or if
Yeah.
the teachers do send work in detention, they're not doing it.
Right.
So I get your point. If it's something that's going to grasp their attention in detention, I think that's good. That's
This
worthwhile.
is the best. My first year in high school, I went to detention, and that's right. The second year I was going to go to VOTEC, right? So I'm in detention, and thank God I was in detention with one of the biggest druggies in the class. But they didn't give us anything to do, just sit there, right? I swear to God, true story. So I was making up songs, but making them funny, being like a Weird Al Yankovic. So
Okay.
I'm cracking them up. So then the next year when I went to VOTEC was even more of the druggies, right? But he was my boy. He was like, oh no, man, this dude's cool. He's fun and everything. So it actually worked out in my best interest that I was in detention with the druggers.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I didn't do drugs, but then I became friends with all of them, and they were cool kids.
There you go, you're networking.
Yeah, so it actually benefited me from being in detention.
Should healthcare be universal? I think so. Why not? Everybody should be able to see the doctor. You have an earache, stomachache, whatever, you should be able to go to the doctors, go to the hospital, get yourself taken care of, have a better quality of life. Now, when it comes to facelifts and tummy tucks and, you know what, maybe not there.
Exactly. I was going to say that, Linda, because then people take advantage of that and they think they have to have cosmetic eyeliners, because some of them, the lashes fell out. So then they go to the doctor and they have it tattooed in. That is no. No.
Right.
I don't think that should be. People will do that.
And I actually would like the lips colored in, but hey, I gotta pay for it, so maybe not right now.
So for our universe, I think it should be something very serious, because, for example, if someone is in an accident, that's a little different.
Yes.
If you're in an accident, God forbid.
Maybe graphing.
Right, I can see that. But hey, you'll get people that's going there, they want their cheeks a little higher, they probably want tattoo lipstick so they don't have to put it on. I think that should not be.
Well, I definitely want it to be universal because I plan to retire at like 55, 57. And when I do that, I'm going crazy. I'm going to have no health care. So I'm not exactly a fit guy. I have to really get my act together because once I retire, I'm not going to have any health care, which is why I want it, and I plan to double down on the drinking and the partying, man.
Okay.
I'm not retired to sit around. I'm retired to go
So you're ending your life early.
Yes. I'd rather go out with 5 hardcore years than 10 boring years. That's what I'm doing it.
Anybody under 18 should be listening right now.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Speaking of 18, they're talking about the drinking age. Should it be lowered to 18?
No.
Absolutely not. This is a horrible idea. The way I look at it is, if the kids are drinking, they're going to get more DUIs. They could actually, when you're drinking, you're going to do dumb stuff, right? You could accidentally kill people. I see more lives ruined, and the kids' lives, and the families' lives.
I have to agree with you. Not cutting. I have to agree with you because even at the age, it's okay. They're turning 18, 20. We're going from 20, 30, 40, 50. We can go a little higher. We have people that's up in age and they don't even know how to handle alcohol. So come on. Can you imagine an 18-year-old with their brain is really have not developed? That could be a major crisis.
This was a classic for my birthday when I turned 21, right? I went to this one bar, I'm drinking at the bar, I'm drinking pretty good, but I thought, I'm still good to drive. I go to the next bar, and when I go to the next bar, they're calling my name, my car, right? What the hell are they talking about? So I walk out, and then the girl's like, is that your car? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my car is like this. I'm like, who hit the car, right?
Right.
So her and the bouncer walk out, and I go, oh my God, you backed in my car. She goes, no, you pulled on top of my car.
See,
a great example.
But they did me a solid. Because I was nice. They actually waited till the next day. I had to come back so we could report it when I was sober, so I wouldn't get a DUI.
You're very lucky.
And that was 21.
But to have it at 18, all of a sudden that age, that time clicks in. Even now, 21, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm legal. I can go out and I can get drunk. 18, I can only imagine. In Europe, it's wonderful. I mean, they start them out, they have like a glass of wine with dinner. They're young. And, but they're okay with that because now the kids don't overindulge like we do here in the U.S.
I agree, Linda, because I tell you, if we had that here, I think me and my kids would be an alcoholic anonymous. We wouldn't be able to handle it. So I must agree.
Amen
By
to
the
that.
way, by the way, guys, smoking should be banned in public places. Well, I have to say it should be. Listen, I had a horrible experience, and I got to tell you the story. It's short, guys. I was in a diner in my area, and actually the area was Bristol. I'll just say no more. But I was in a diner, and they was allowed to smoke. And now the food was okay, but when it got down to the dessert, well, my piece of cake tastes like cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
That just
Not
killed my entire dinner. Like I was just done. I was done. So I just feel as though certain areas they should not have this.
Was the guy smoking when he was baking the cake?
I believe so.
Probably.
It was horrible. It was horrible. So I believe I just can't do the smoke when I'm eating or having dessert.
Right. And again, you know what? I know people are addicted. There's some people that are addicted to smoking and they have trouble. They cannot stop. My father, again, he tried to quit 5 times. Stress. He went back to it. So again, there should be places, but there definitely should be a lot more smoke-free places where we can go. You just paid for that meal, and now it's like, what, I'm having smoke with it?
Yes.
Well, you talk about gun control, right? Well, take a look at this. Secondhand smoke, 41,000 people died last year of secondhand smoke. That's more than the people that died from gun.
And they're not even
guns.
smoking, yeah.
But then remember, guns was 39,000, right? And 60% was suicide. So when you look at it, that number is massive.
That's sad. That's really sad.
That is.
Yeah. So that, for me, it's like that's so easy to put up in a restaurant, like no smoking allowed to do that, and so easy to enforce. But there is one smoking you got to be careful of. Because I was at a bar a couple weeks ago, I saw this girl, she was beautiful, and I said, hey, you shouldn't be allowed in here. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, girl, because you were smoking.
Wow, someone said that to me, Vince. You know, so I'm a little jealous on that. I never got that.
I don't even know how to handle that with you.
Yeah, don't do that.
I feel like when I started speaking a positive comment, you're just going to bury me in the ground now.
And we can let all the smoking hot guys in too.
I'm looking at you like a deer in the headlights, like,
I
don't know,
know, right? Never said that to me. That's all, guys.
Yeah, I'm just going to talk about social media and how it improved our communication, because I don't want to go there with you with the smoking.
Oh, okay, all right. Don't go there. Don't go there, Vince.
But Benita, you are smoking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're smoking. There you have it.
I'm happy now.
So with all the social media too, and this should be banned. I'll tell you, I really like the social media, and here's why. I love the fact that I know everyone's birthday. Right? Without that, I wouldn't know anything what birthdays are.
That is so true.
But even at our work, at our work, I love the fact that when someone talks to me at work and they're like explaining requirements, I'm like, can you put that in writing? So I like the fact that everything's in writing at work, and we don't have to have as many meetings. And even social media, I think it's good that when people post stuff, they stop posting pictures of goddamn food.
Well,
Okay? I don't care what you're eating, okay?
Right, but
especially Thanksgiving. Knock it off.
I have to disagree with you. I believe that because of social media, people have lost the idea to really communicate with each other. I really do. Maybe I'm old school, but I kind of believe it with the media. I like to write my notes. I have the paper in my hand. I can look at it. I think people are still not communicating. For example, if I'm with my friend, let's say I'm with a friend, and I'm talking to them, and they're in their phone. And that's been happening a lot, by the way.
Yeah, and that's rude. That is
very
just
rude. Very rude. They're in their phone, and I'm sitting going,
you're spending
okay.
time with them,
No,
and they're on their phone.
I love when people do that, because you just told me how important you think I am.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when people are rude like that, I love them, and then I know just to avoid those people.
Right. So I just think that people, when it comes to social media, just put the phone down. I have a thing till we go out to eat. I'm not gonna look at my phone. Your phone's off. My phone's off.
Right.
I agree with that.
At the dinner table, there should be no phone. You
Thank
you
you.
have family
Yes.
time, breakfast time. You're talking to each other, finding out what's going on with everybody.
And I get it. Social media is supposed to make it convenient for everyone.
Right.
But I think it's doing the opposite, my opinion.
You know what? I'm just getting more into social media, and I'm finding it kind of funny. Like someone posts like LMK. I'm like, what the heck does LMK mean? And then I'm like, oh, let me know. Like, I knew that, right? Or you see like an eggplant in a hand. It's like, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, or now these acronyms are like this long. Like, what in the world does that mean? Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Yeah, people are posting all these little weird emojis. I have to look them up to understand. But then when you find out the meaning, it's like, oh my god, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yes.
now
It's
one
worth
thing.
it just for the emojis.
Well, that's true. They are cute. They are cute. Well, one thing too, again, with COVID, we have the Zoom, we have the FaceTiming. That definitely helped, especially when you're stuck in your house. You can't go anyplace, or maybe you have relatives that are like in California.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
it was definitely, you can't be flying out every other month to see your family.
That you got a good point there. It did come in handy there.
Oh,
But-
now you agree with it.
Yes, I do. I agree now because she has a point there.
Okay.
She does have a point. Smartphones make us stupid. Guys, do you agree or disagree? Before you answer, Vince, I'm real stupid. Like, smartphones make me very dumb. One, I don't know what to do. Yeah.
No,
How do you turn it off, please?
I'm in IT, and before we did the show, they said, hey Vince, make sure you turn off your cell phone. I couldn't figure it out, so I had to leave it in my car.
So
I don't
you
know
see
how to-
now,
yeah.
I'm really dumb, and I know it says to be smart, but I'm really dumb, Linda. Like
No, I struggle with everything on that phone.
you know what I think, guys? I think we should have to take a class. And these are for
Well, they
people
have
50 and
computer
older.
classes.
50 and older, you should take a smartphone class because I'm dumb. And it should say for the dummies to take the smartphone
A
class.
class to use your smartphone?
Yeah, I
Just
think
give
I
this
need
a kid.
that. No, I need it. Again, it's for 50
I give it
and
to
older.
my girls. It's like, what am I doing? Just do it. And they do. Here you go, Mom.
What the,
I don't
you know,
know.
I got a problem with this. I mean, you go to your smartphone, okay, and they hand it to you, and you still don't know what to do. And they give you a crash course right at either T-Mobile
Yeah, like you're supposed to
or
remember
Metro.
that. We are older.
Exactly. So I
we
think
need
you
to
should
write
sign up
something
for a
down.
class. I agree. I'm
You take
sure.
all-
Yeah.
You take all the classes once, but they have this thing called YouTube where you can watch videos. Or
Again.
whatever you want.
Again.
But I must say, I went
Now I
to
gotta figure out how to get to YouTube.
I did go to YouTube to Google how to turn off my phone, and I still couldn't figure it out. So maybe I have some mental issues or something.
Yeah, I know I do. I need an instructor right in front of me saying, "This is next, Bonita."
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, I'm glad you sound like you're worse than I am. So.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that makes
You
you
make
feel
me feel
good.
better, yeah.
Oh yeah, just building up your
I'm
self-esteem.
smoking
dude.
compared to you.
Okay. All right.
No one should ever tell a lie. Agree or disagree?
Well, you just told one.
Well, definitely. Hello. I mean, next thing you have a spouse, you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, whatever, and they really look like crap, and you're going to say, "Oh my gosh, what were you doing?" No, of course. You're going to lie. You love them.
Yeah, I found out nobody wants to hear the truth.
Exactly.
Not even me. I love it when girls are like, "Oh, you look handsome." Yeah, you don't need to lose weight. I'm like, "Yeah, bring that on all day."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh yeah, you're a great kisser. You know how to please me." Oh yeah, bring that on. You know what I mean?
But I have a
I
question
love it.
for
I
you.
love it when people lie to me.
That's nice, but are you going to lose the weight? You just love the compliments.
Both, everything, man.
Okay, that's. I'm trying to help you out, Vince. I'm trying
Next
to help
week
you
we're
out.
going to be here
I,
with
I, I, can have
bicycles.
I can have a third eye, and if you said, "Man, I love that third eye. It turns me on." Bring it.
Well, you're
yeah,
easy,
I love lying.
dude. You're easy, but
Yeah.
to be honest, like people, and I try to be honest, because of my belief.
Yes,
but
you do. I've known her for like 20 years now.
Yes,
maybe.
yes. But
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm finding myself
But
lying.
she's sweet about being when she lies.
Yes, yeah. I think that's what it is. I'm finding myself. I think the world makes you lie.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Like,
how
what do
many,
you think?
How many times where you had some place where you had to go and you're like, I can't make it. I'm not feeling good.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's a big one.
Right.
Yeah, like,
but then I talk myself
sorry.
into it. And
lying
then I
is a
really
part of
don't
life.
feel good. Yeah, I think we try to be honest, but we really talk ourselves into a lie, even if we don't want to lie. You know what that really gets me? When someone asks your opinion, like, how did I dye my hair, and what do you think? And you really want to say, you don't want to really say, you look like a witch.
Yeah, whatever takes
You
your
know,
attention off your face. right?
I mean, they're like 90 years old and their hair is jet black. Well, you look like a witch, but I'm not going to say that. So then I got to lie and say, that color is really becoming. Or you could say something to the point, you should have did a little, is that jet black or is one big? You're like a step down.
I know,
like,
right?
it's hard, guys.
Well, that's why I don't ask questions. Like, what do you think of me? Because I know what the answer should be. When you say what it should be, you're two different
Right,
things.
but they lie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's really hard. Yeah.
Well, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and hit that bell.
Hey, you
for
remember
new-
we have a bell.
I know, right? For new and upcoming videos. Thank you. I'm Linda.
I'm Bonita.
And I'm Vince.